Brothers, welcome back. As you can see from the thumbnail, we're trying to set the bar high. So stick around, we're going to talk about how to get your max hit, as well as some of the new changes to the Rift. Going to be a lot to talk about, so let's get into it.
You gotta just press record.
Alright, brother. So as you saw from that thumbnail, we were able to get 699 trillion. I believe it actually rounded to 700 trillion. So if the leaderboards are anything to go off of, and I'll flash the leaderboard screen up right now. If the top three are legit, then we got number 4, and if they're not legit, then we were able to get number 1, which is pretty good. That was something I was trying to go after for a long time, so it feels good to finally get it. But I'm gonna show you how to get your max hit on an ES. I'm gonna do it quick. So coming in here, there's some stuff I picked up that you don't need to get. Obviously, you want to try and max as much as you can the sharpened axe, as well as the gilded sword, as many points as you can into Book of the Wise. And then, if you have the extra points just to splurge on any of these, those are great. Max mana, as many points as you can into Overclocked Energy, as well as Farsight. Coming into the second tab, pretty much the same thing. You're going to want to max your mana, put as many points into your next as you can. Knowledge is Power, Untwisted Robes, Power Overwhelming. Really don't need Free Meal, but I had the extra points, so why the hell not. Individual Insight, and then chopping it up easy. It's 24.3% damage, so we take that. Coming into tab 3, of course, you're going to max the Paperwork Great, which is going to give you damage for every 10 stamps in your collection. You're going to put on Occult Obols because it's going to give you more wisdom for your obols. Starting statues because of the Beholder statue. Wizwumbo as much as you possibly can. And then we're going to go into Fuchsia Flasks. In the last tab, not as much as you need to worry about. I'm just spreading my points so I can get as much damage as possible. You're going to put as many points as you can into Lightning Barrage, into Believer Strength. Skill Wiz, just because I had extra points and it gives me an extra 128 wisdom. Utmost Intellect, I put it into Family Guy because, why the hell not? I have the extra points. Polytheism, it might change for you. I just put it onto Arctis so it doesn't screw up my lab rotation. Put into Wormhole Emperor, and then, of course, as many points as you can into Symbols of Beyond. So right now, with everything considered, we're looking at 1 trillion, we'll call it 1.4 trillion. Quick overview of the tools, the food, the equips, obviously everything on. And then the food, just as much damage as you could possibly get. It's going to be the same thing for the cards. I tried to put on the guy from World 3, the Thermeister, but it actually ended up being less damage. Set's obviously going to be the boss set coming into the star signs. And feel free, as I'm going through this, to pause the video at any time. That way you can get what you're looking for. We're going with the Overachiever, the Feisty, and the Bulwark, just to get as much damage as possible. Puts us at just shy of 24,000 wisdom. So you're going to want to come in here. You're going to just do your normal thing. You're going to take out all the arms. Going to come back down to the other side. We're going to take out these bottom 2 arms, prep the boss, and then we're going to kill that final arm. So we're going to come up here. There's the second to last one. We're going to prep the boss. Boss is prepped. You can tell because it has that little eye next to it. And then we're just going to hit our 1 key. We're going to come on over, smack him, and see what we can't do. So 588 trillion, and don't let yourself get beat up about it because the crit range is obviously quite large. So you may not hit your max crit every single time. You just got to keep at it. All right, and we are back at everyone's favorite part. We are back at the Rift. So on Rift 46, I can push for whatever Rift 50 to get it prepped for this one. I'm going to do that, but it's going to be maybe a day or two before the bonuses actually come out. If you're on the Discord, obviously Lava hasn't made any movement in a while, so I'm not really sweating, and I'm sure I'll have enough time to get it done. So 2 new things came with this new Rift. One was the Construct Mastery, so I'm going to jump in here again. Spoilers, so if you haven't done this yet, you don't want to get it spoiled, go ahead and click off the video. But as you come in here, it's going to give a 1% refinery speed per 10 total level. So that refinery speed is just going to keep on going. Another 35 max level for the Trapper Drone. 2% damage per 10 total level over 750. And 100 max level for the Talent Library. Again, that is the building. That is not the skills, none of that stuff. Plus 5% build speed per 10 total level over 1250. And at 1500, you're going to get total level plus 100 max level for all the shrines. 2500 is going to be total level plus 30 max level for all wizard towers. That way you can push even further into, madness, trying to go for higher TDs. So this one, phenomenal. Loved it. Great change. Something I'm not a super big fan of. This came with Rift 46. You can now level up your cards to level 6. Yeah, you'd think it would be level 5, but remember, 0 stars is actually level 1. So yeah, Ruby cards are 5-star cards, which means they're technically level 6. Now, this sounds great on paper, but when you actually come into it and look at it, so I did buy the cardifiers for this so you guys don't have to. So you can look at what the difference is between the whatever 4 or 5 stars and what it is at 6 stars. So looking at it, you're going to need, and it varies, right, which is kind of confusing, but 2,196 more cards for this one. Let's look at E-Font. So 4,732, and these are the nightmare equivalents, right? So the hardest one to get, 4,502 for Amrock. So unless you're willing to spend money, so this is the 5-star cardifier. Come in here, look at the limited specials. So I don't know if I can't remember if it went up, but let's just say it's a base cost of 486 times 10, 4,860. So that's $20 just to cardify 10 cards. And there is so many cards that you probably want to use this on that I haven't even used it on yet. Like Kraken, some of the Souls, stuff like that. So not a big fan of that one. That was probably the worst update I've ever seen. Love this one. This one carries the team, 9 out of 10. This one is a solid 1 out of 10. I'm not a fan. Hopefully whatever's behind Rift 51 is gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it, hopefully. But yeah, this was just not it. But not gonna dwell on the negatives. I like talking about positives, so let's get into it. All right, so things that have changed since you guys have seen me last. We have 57 infinite star signs. So 57 is that magic number. You're gonna want to completely fill out the first tab, to completely fill out the second tab, as it is now. Obviously more might be added later. And then the Eclipse Skulls. So it's still, 5% multiplicative damage per each skull you get. So we're at 80%. So if we punch on over here, you might have seen on YouTube when I posted it yesterday, we were able to completely finish World 1. So World 1's completely done. Love it. And, we're starting to work on World 2. We've already got the Sand Giants down. Now we're starting to work on a couple crab cakes, so we're getting some rares as well. And as far as stat mastery, so we're at 85-77, so 85%. There's a couple more levels we can get into 86, so 86% chance is, I think, pretty good as far as it goes to be able to get a essentially free stamp. And then vials, you guys know how much I love vials. We actually got a couple big ones down that I'm pretty happy with. So we were able to finally knock out the copper vial, which was an absolute nightmare, and it took, just way too long. And we're also coming dangerously close to finishing the snowballs as well as the dust motes. So I'm gonna pop in here real quick. So we are looking at, God, that's beautiful. If you're on the first page, all that's left is just the bars here, the iron bars, and then that entire first page is done. So that's beautiful. So we're looking at the snow slurry. So we need the snowballs. We're at 723 million out of that 1 billion. And then we're doing pretty good on dust motes. We're at 812 million out of 1 billion. So hopefully get that done. It will definitely be done before the next video, but get it done, sooner rather than later. And then coming into the part that I need to work on just a little bit more, the skill mastery. Obviously everything that was already maxed, these 5 still maxed. Coming dangerously close to knocking out the smithing one as well. And then, I'm going to start putting a little bit more focus into these 3. So mining, chopping, and wisdom. And then something you guys are going to either love or hate me for is the Eldritch artifacts. So let's get on over here and show you guys what I got cooking. So we have all of them except for the last 2. So love me or hate me, it's progressing pretty well. Pretty happy with it. And then we also got something pretty cool. So this is the super bits. And I'm going to run through this, pretty fast. Again, spoilers, if you haven't seen this, you don't want to know, you're not on World 5 yet, go ahead and click off. But the first one, bits per achievement, it's fantastic. So my total bonus right now is times 467 bits. This was what really propelled me, this and the snail, and I'll talk about the snail here in a second. So we're at 367 trillion as far as the bit multi. And then you also got Plan Evo, and there's 2 of them I've unlocked right now. So right now, Tier 6 is technically the highest I can get. I don't know if anybody's got 300 million red bits yet, but if they do, they're nuts. The Obel stat booster, all Obels are going to give 40% to the main stat. MSA now gives 1% bonus sailing per 10 total waves, and I'll talk about this in a second. More bubbles, 20% chance for +1 more bubble boosted by no bubble left behind. So that means technically the max before this was 10, so this could technically be 11. Worship Totem HP, it's not really, between this one and I think there's another one somewhere where they're giving you, more HP. It's if you're failing in the tower defense, it's 20, 30, 40 mobs. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, however much HP it is, it's not really going to save you. Unlock the Totalizer for the MSA in World 3. All shrines level up 50% faster than normal. If no prayers equipped, get 1/5 bonus of all prayers and no curses. So this is actually terrible, right? And I won't break it down like why, but essentially what it boils down to is if you have a good prayer, you want 100% of the good prayer, and you're already offsetting whatever the negative is. And you don't really care about having 20% of a prayer that you didn't care about in the first place, because if you did like it, you would have had the prayer on. You know what I'm saying? So the general consensus, and my consensus as well, is that this is trash. Double XP, 15% chance for double XP whenever claiming AFK gains. 1% faster library checkout speed per gaming level. So my total bonus right now is 149. Perfect. Love it. MSA healing. MSA now gives 10% bonus meal cooking speed per 10 total waves. Huge. I'm sorry, it says mealing, but this is a huge bonus. All ice claimed either manually or automatically is worth 1.5 times more. It's noticeable, but it's not a huge thing. And then newbie gains, your lowest level character gets 1.5 times class XP. And this is also huge to catch up, especially if your grind time is, absolutely popping. You're going to definitely notice. But let's get on over to World 3. I want to show you guys the MSA. So once you unlock the MSA, this is what's going to be next to it. There's going to be another bonus here. I just haven't unlocked it yet, but we'll cover that once I do. But essentially, it's for damage, meal cooking speed, as well as sailing speed. Obviously, I still hate TD. Eventually, when lava adds times 10 speed to it, I'll get into it and I'll get these all up to base 100s. But, CBA, right? CBA. So let's get on over to World 4. I want to show the difference between what that did for my cooking. It was huge. So we're essentially sitting at 817. I think that's quintillion, quadrillion. I don't know, whichever one comes first. Not a big fan of big numbers. So collectively, we're sitting, pretty good as far as cooking. And then we're just slowly working our way to 5 stars as far as all of the shiny passives. And, it's coming along pretty well. I think right now what I'm working on is multi-kill right here. These are all multi-kill. I finished the Ram multi-kill. And now we're working with 9 of these bad boys on, I want to say it's meal. What do you do? Yeah, bonuses from all meals. So get that to level 5. That's just what I'm doing. You guys can do whatever you want to do. But I'm hitting level 5 with the one exception of the one you have to get to level 6. So if you're doing the infinite star signs, the way it works is all of them have to be level 5 except for one. One of them has to be level 6 to hit that 57 mark, and then you have all the infinite star signs. But, yep, just getting all of these bad boys to level 5, then working on other things, and then once we're all done with level 5, we'll go from there. But just wanted to give you guys a general overview of where the account is. Yeah, we're sitting pretty good. We're just waiting on Lava to release VMAN. And, God, I can't wait for that to come out because I haven't been on my Maestro. The days of Maestro main were a long time ago. But I've been itching to get on the Maestro. I love Vials, but I kind of want to play something else now. But thanks for joining me, brothers, and I'll catch you in the next one.